Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to the Outsiders channel, and this is going to be a sort of a reflection video of the last 12 months here on YouTube, and my thoughts around the future of the channel and other things, to be honest with you, as a recap video. This is the first video I've put out in a week, and the reason has been very simply because I've been really busy roleplay wise, all work related, which is great. We've got many good things happening now as we move in towards next year. The first ones, of course, are all going to be based around the Patrons product, which we put together for DCC, Dungeon Crawl Classic Games, and other products that come off the back of that. Those are all in their final editing stages. It's looking good. I'm very excited about it, and I'll be very pleased to probably share some of those bits with you before it goes live to the general public as well. And naturally, I hope that a few of you out there will take up the mantle of having a look at it and dissecting it, which would be quite interesting to see what you make of it, good or bad. For YouTube purposes, I've enjoyed coming back to do some videos on YouTube, but I feel I'm going to be taking a break from it now. I think I'll come back and do some more videos probably in the new year now. I feel that I've had a good look around the community, seen the direction that it's going in. I'm pleased to say that so many new channels coming up and stuff. It's very exciting, very exciting. I think that's the best thing you can say. I mean, there's loads of them, and the key that they're going to find, which is the same thing that I do, and the reasons why I take these breaks, momentum is the key to keep it going. You've got to keep the momentum going. It's quite hard because you're trying to find your voice, you're trying to find what works for you, and it's not easy to keep putting videos out, as anybody will tell you. It does take a lot of dedication and effort to keep rolling those videos out, because sometimes, like anything, there are two problems that you face. One, putting your head above the parapet, and that can bring its own attacks. And the second one is the fact that you have to come to terms sometimes with that. You realise that your videos sometimes they're just not good enough. And I think I'm at that point now where really I'm looking for a little bit of support from the community. I need to see what I need to do with my YouTube channel here for the Outsiders. Is it still relevant? Is it still current? And being honest, generally, is it still good enough? I mean, personally speaking, like I always do, I strive for this one factor. And I'm sorry if this video is going to be a little bit long, but it's going to be the final one of the year, so I think it can afford to be. Somebody asked me recently, and it's going to be very relevant to what I'm about to say, what piece of advice would you give to a new DM? It's funny enough, it's the same piece of advice I give to anybody that's got to continue to try and find momentum here, doing their YouTube videos. Here's the reality, being a DM, same as being a YouTuber, if you will. The truth of it is, you could come on and do your YouTube videos any way that you like. But the way that I do it, and the way that I DM, is the same process in some ways, because I always think the best way to be, as far as a brand new DM, the best piece of advice I could give to a new DM is this: what you're trying to do is you're seeking perfection. That's what you're trying to do. Same with your YouTube videos. I feel you try to be as perfect as you can be, and the truth of it is, just being self-analytical, you never quite get there. That's not a negative thing as a DM, and it's certainly not a negative thing as a YouTuber. The truth is, that's what drives you on to do more. That's what drives you on to be a better DM or a better YouTuber, because you keep thinking, right, what did I do not so well? What could I improve on? How could I better that? And so you strive, and eventually you get closer and closer and closer to that goal, and it's almost within touching distance. It's like the Holy Grail, but you never can quite get there, because if you did, the truth is, there's no point doing any more. And that's the most exciting thing about being a new DM, because you've got to keep seeking that perfection. Keep trying to get there. And even if you fall short, just think how far you've come. And it is a journey. And it's a marathon. And it's a time-consuming event. The more time you put behind the table, the better you'll be. And the same with YouTubing. The more time you put into the videos, the better you'll get at it. Yeah? And I'm not saying for 1 minute that any of mine are any good, because quite a lot of them, quite frankly, they suck. I do the best I can, and there are times I feel I let you down. To be honest, I really do. And, I do try my best to make them as entertaining and as fun as possible. And, all I've ever wanted to do is create a sense of community, But a few things, I think, as we come back to the topic at hand about reflections of the year, I think are important. So I'm reflecting on my channel, reflecting on what it should be, where it could go, and what it should become. And I've also realised I watched Dark Age of, who I find a very inspirational guy, to be honest, with Jason. I think he's fantastic. and he's doing a new channel about board games and stuff, which I think is brilliant. And he did one on American football. I know it's a long story, this, so I'm going to keep it very short for the video purposes, but I'm a huge American football fan. I have been a fan of American football since '85. I know more about American football than I do our own national game. I've played a lot of our national game at a high level, but I still know an awful lot more about American football. And I love the intricacies of that. So when he was doing board games on American football, it really brought back something that I hadn't thought about for years. And I realised that, actually, you know, I want a piece of this, and I want to. I think that may be a direction I go. I might do a secondary channel actually devoted purely to my love affair with certain games. You know, certain things. I might even do it purely around American football. I haven't really decided yet, because I feel that I have definitely something to offer there, because I have a lot of passion and insight around that as well. That's a subject matter that's really dear to me. So I may have a think about this, and like a lot of people, they have 1 or 2 channels. I may well do that. It'll have no relationship to RPGs, but I'm mentioning it here because, you know, I'm also looking to broaden my horizons and thinking about what's going to be best for me going forward. And that's not to take anything away from what's happening in this wonderful world of YouTube, because I'll always keep a casting eye on it, and always be there at some capacity or another. There's so much happening for next year. It's so exciting. I mean, I've been invited, I can tell you this as well, I've been invited to our biggest convention here in Birmingham next year. It's going to be our equivalent Gen Con, really, the UK Games Expedition, UK Games Expo, effectively. I've been invited to run a write a scenario and be part of the Cthulhu Grandmasters tournament that's going to happen in the UK next year, and that's pretty exciting to get that opportunity. And that's probably based off the back of these videos and my time running some scenarios there last year, which went down a storm, particularly in Cthulhu. So I'm really pleased about that, and I'm massively looking forward to that opportunity. I'm sure I'll keep you posted on that. I'm going to get more into the convention scene, which I haven't been doing enough of over the last few years. It was incredibly exciting. I recently went to Dragon Meet, and it was stunning. I had a great time. It was lovely getting so many people come up to me, talking to me, that I'd met off YouTube or seen the channel, seen the videos, and it was lovely. And to even have, you know, some wonderful experiences of that, which you'll get yourself the longer you do these, where people come up to you and they want an autograph. I mean, it's like, bloody hell, you know, that's just unbelievable. There's Stephen Jackson in a room and you're asking for my autograph. It's laughable, really. But it's appreciated, and thanks very much for all those people that come up to us and made the effort on the day. That means a lot. So it's been a very good year in terms of role-playing. From a DMing point of view, I've thoroughly enjoyed this year. I don't know why, but I seem to be in a rich vein of form in terms of it's been an exciting campaign. I think the campaign is reaching maybe a point where it might start to dull. So that's always worrying, that it's gone so well and you reach a certain point and you think, is it going to keep that momentum going? You hope it does, but you know as an experienced DM, if it runs out of steam, you've got to bring it to a close. So my hope is it will continue in the rich vein of form going into next year, but we'll see. Time will tell. I'm about to try something quite bold in my campaign, and we'll see how it goes down. It may be met with a frosty reception, but it might be met with you know, it might just be the stimulus the players need to make it work. So, you know, that'll be exciting, and again, we'll see what happens. But as I say, what I'm really looking for you from this video, I'm sorry it's a bit of a rambler, but it's important to get these points across, because this is the only video I'm going to do this side of Christmas. Unless something dramatic happens, I think, oh, I must reply. But yeah, I need to sort of get some idea of what you think the direction of the channel is. What are you enjoying about it? What you're not enjoying? Those sort of things are very important when you're trying to work out in your own mind what's working for your channel and what's not. And naturally, of course, if in the nicest way no one bothers to reply, then probably nothing's working very well at all. And yeah, maybe at that point, maybe it's time to you know, hang up the video, as they say, and without being melodramatic, move away from the RPG stuff on YouTube and continue doing what I'm doing. Because it might be that the fresher channels deserve to take their centre stage place, and those lead the way forward. You know, it's not about the vanguard, the old guard, propping up the rear. There comes a point eventually when you are propping up the rear, enough's reek. You don't want to be the smelly vanguard that's left behind. That's for sure. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your theories about, you know, what you think about the channel and stuff like that. Also, you know, potentially the direction I might go, a secondary channel as well, might be quite exciting, because I really have some good ideas on that. And I suppose that really all that leaves me to say this side of Christmas to all of you is have a nice Christmas, have a lovely Christmas, and have a great New Year. And I look forward to catching you all quite soon. As I say, I don't know whether there's going to be an opportunity to do any other videos, but we'll see. But thanks very much for watching the channel. Thanks for taking the time out to subscribe, because the subscribers numbers are still growing. And you know, if there is anything you need, you know where we are. It's easy enough to get hold of us, and I'll keep you posted as we move into next year. Anyway, take care of yourselves and happy gaming, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.